Hey guys, welcome back to another foundation repair. This time we're back in a house that we fixed 8 years ago. This is in the Plano, Texas. Back then when we finished this repair, we detected quite a few problems in the plumbing. The customer was supposed to fix them in order for us to continue to validate the warranty. However, he got some health issues and he was unable to proceed with the plumbing repair. Now, because of the plumbing issues, the inside of the house had dropped down. So, because we understand that health issues are unpredictable, we're gonna go ahead and honor the warranty. So we're gonna install all new piers inside the house and we're gonna adjust the exterior piers. As part of our commitment to deliver a permanent solution, we're going to install hybrid piers next to the concrete piers that we sold before. So we are not only honoring the warranty regardless of the plumbing issues that weren't corrected when we finished the work the first time, but we are also going to install the hybrid piers next to the old concrete piers for free. We're not charging anything for that. The customer only has to pay for the new piers. This time, we are definitely fixing the plumbing problems. So that's what we are going to be doing over this week. We're gonna adjust the piers, install new piers, and fix the plumbing issues. So we make sure that we don't have to go over this again. We have a lot of progress. Right now we know how deep the piers are going. So we're pressing 20 feet deep with steel pipes and around another 10 to 15 feet deep with concrete cylinders. So this, as usual, proves why the steel piers or hybrid piers are way superior than concrete piers. When we used to do concrete piers, like on this house, the first time we did the repair, the piers went around 15 to 20 feet deep. So it's nothing compared to the 30 to 35 feet deep that we're reaching with the hybrid piers. So we have all of the exterior holes ready. They're all dug. We already unload materials from the trailer. Carmelo is installing piers and I'm going to start helping him so we can progress. Our goal is to finish at most by Thursday. The plumber is coming in about an hour. He's gonna inspect the plumbing and make sure there are no leaks. If we find any leak, then he's gonna tell us exactly where to dig so we can get the plumbing fixed as well. The good thing is that this house is built in the 78, but it already has PVC piping. So let's walk around the job site. All this is exterior. Carmelo has installed like 5 piers so far. So this is the inside of the house. We already pulled off all of the carpet. The customer is going to renovate the house. And these are all the locations of the interior piers. Of course, this is gonna get messy. We have 3 holes inside this room. We know that we're gonna have to do a breakout somewhere here, because the customer had a plumbing inspection done some years ago and we know that there's a leak and there's another leak on the garage. So we know for sure that we have to fix 2 plumbing issues and the plumber is gonna find out if we need to fix any other. As we dig, we have to take the dirt outside the house so we don't pile everything here in the inside. We're just gonna try to leave a little bit here so we can cover and backfill the holes as we finish. That's the garage. We have the wall of the garage right there, the exterior wall, and we have a grate beam here that runs all the way to the front of the house. So we're placing the piers on those footings. The sewer, the main sewer line, is here on the back. So the other issue that the plumber found a few years ago is right here. So we know that those 2 problems, the one in the bathroom and this one here, we need to fix them for sure. And then the cleanouts are here. So here we have the cleanouts. So we know that all the pipes come like in this direction and then into the bathrooms and into the kitchen. Moyo, en vez de estar diciendo cosas, préstame los 50,000, mano. Hey guys, we're back at the job site. Unfortunately, yesterday we couldn't work. As you can see, the holes are filled with water. It was raining a lot yesterday. We had a lot of rain during the morning. And today, this morning, we had to drain the holes. And now it's gonna be kind of messier to work like this. But we're almost done with all the outside. But of course, these challenging conditions make the job funnier and better. It's supposed to rain today around 1 p.m. so we have to rush and get ahead of the weather. We're really trying, but unfortunately it started raining. You can't see it on the camera, but yeah, it's starting to rain. Not too hard, it's a little bit, but it's getting worse. And we're using the electrical equipment, so we're gonna have to turn this off. Hey guys, so it's been like an hour. We were hoping that it will stop raining, but unfortunately all of the holes are filled with water again. And yeah, we can't work like this, so we're gonna have to call it a day. So again, we're gonna have to drain the holes. Some of them aren't really getting like that flooded, but you can see some areas are really bad. So I was working here and I couldn't finish. I still need to finish that pier. All of them are already done, but you can see the water here coming from the roof. All that water coming from the roof is just flooding the holes in here. So yeah, unfortunately we're gonna have to call it a day. We're just gonna go home and hopefully we can come back tomorrow. Here in the inside, a lot of the holes are finished. We need to dig one more here. Then all of these are almost done. But unfortunately we can't really get a progress like this. Here in the inside, I know it's not raining, but unfortunately the house is kind of old, so the breakers, they can't provide sufficient load for all the equipment. So like for example, we could have one machine working, but that will slow us down a lot. So it's better just if we wait, because we have 3 holes here in the inside, but we can't use all the machines, and some of the guys will be just like doing nothing. So yeah, we're gonna wait until tomorrow. Hopefully it clears out. The good thing is that this is a very understandable customer, and yeah, he even told me yesterday, he was like, hey Jorge, I know that if you could control the weather, you wouldn't be doing this job. You will be the weatherman. So yeah, definitely. Unfortunately, all these things are out of our control, and yeah, I know it's very messy here in the inside, but this is what I like to show you. Of course, all the floors and everything are going to be replaced, so the customer is okay with us having the dirt like this. We also put a lot of the dirt outside, and that's one of the other reasons we can't really work, because as we dig here in the inside, we need to take the dirt outside with a wheelbarrow, and if we try to do that, we're just gonna destroy the yard. So yeah, that's it. The rain is really messing up our timing. We're gonna take longer to finish this repair, but we're gonna make sure that we do it right, and also when we finish, you're gonna see the huge difference with the entire repair. So well, as you can see, I'm all muddy and all wet, but that's it for today guys, and we'll be back tomorrow. Also, unfortunately, all of the jobs that we have lined up for this week are gonna have to be pushed away. We were supposed to start another repair today actually, but we couldn't do it because we didn't finish this one. Then we wanted to finish this one in 2 days, in 2 more days. So like if we were able to work today, we should have finished by tomorrow, but unfortunately we're gonna push it again. So if tomorrow is not raining, then we're gonna try to get as much progress as we can, and hopefully we can finish on Saturday. If not, then we're gonna finish on Sunday, and then after Sunday we have another job ready to start on Monday. So yeah, I mean, the rain makes everything harder, and well, we just ask customers to please understand, and we're doing the best we can. Hey guys, so I just want to show you what we do, so you have a better understanding how the app and software is going to help us. So the software is going to help us to detect and provide reports on houses to see if they have foundation problems. Right now everything needs to be done manually, like we have to inspect it with a piece of paper, or even like draw the maps on the phone, and then based on the elevations we record the numbers, like say that's level, and then the house starts sloping that way. So the software needs to be able to automatically detect that if the elevation or the level of the house is dropping towards that side, the app should tell us like, oh, the problem is on that side of the house. So the customers can actually get an honest and unbiased opinion based on regulations and building codes instead of just trusting any contractor. Because unfortunately in this industry, a lot of contractors are just fly by night, and they sometimes or very often sell something that wasn't even needed, or they do repair plans that are not adequate. So yeah, now this is what we do to fix the foundations, and this is what happens when we work with the rain. Unfortunately, it's been raining here in Texas, in Dallas-Fort Worth. So these are the holes where we install the piers. Those are the steel pipes that we drive them into the soil, so we reach solid soil, so we can lift and level the house. So we were working today, but it started raining, so we're gonna have to call it a day. And so this is all the holes and all the piers we have to install for this job site. As I mentioned, you can see that it's very messy here. You can see all the rain has flooded all of the holes, so we can't work like this. But anyways, going back to the app, to Topo Maps, the app is gonna allow us not only to detect foundation problems, but also prevent them. If customers suspect they have foundation issues on newer homes, they can use the app to scan the house, and then it's gonna tell them if they're starting to sink into the soil. If a new house is starting to sink, then the app is gonna tell them what's gonna happen, what's happening, how to prevent it if it's in the early stages, or provide an unbiased repair plan so they can get estimates for the repair. So that's pretty much what we're building. We're building a tool to allow homeowners to have an unbiased opinion and to know what's going on with their foundation, to see if their house is stable or not, and if it's not stable, what do they need to do. We want to use AI so the software can provide insight and recommendations on how to stop, prevent, or make sure the problem is not going to continue to grow. Also, another cool thing is that after the customer gets a foundation repair, the software they can scan the house with the software, and the software can tell them if the house is now more level, if it got improved by the contractor, or if it looks like they didn't do nothing. Because unfortunately, let me show you something. So on this line of work, as you can see, everything is gonna be underground. When we finish, we patch up, we backfill all of the dirt and everything, and we patch up all the concrete also inside the house. So a lot of shady contractors and fly-by-night companies, they take advantage of this because the customer can't really see what's happening or what's being installed under the house. They just do a half-assed job and nobody notices because nobody can see the work. So yeah, with the tool, with the app, with Topo Maps, we're gonna be able to measure the foundation and confirm that the contractor is doing it right. And of course, guys, you know, Topo Maps is gonna be powered by INA, the token created by iFix Construction. With INA, people using the app is gonna get like discounts, cashbacks, and many other things. So with INA, the users are gonna have cashback rewards, they're gonna get discounts, and yeah, pretty much INA token is gonna be powering the entire ecosystem. Hey guys, so take a look at this. This is what makes the job very complicated. Unfortunately, the grade beams, like this should be square and at least like 18 inches deep, but you can see how it's all wavy, and yeah, this makes our job way harder because since the concrete is not straight, installing the piers is very difficult. Hey guys, so we're working really hard. We want to finish tomorrow, but this house is taking a lot of material. It's crazy. So we're pressing 20 to 25 pipes and around 30 cylinders. So each pier is going somewhere around 35 to 55 feet deep. So I'm gonna go get more materials to 2000 Industries and I'll be back in the job site like in an hour. Hey guys, so let's walk around the job site, and we're almost done with all the installation of the piers. I'm going to start installing this pier as soon as Wahama finishes. Here Julio is tunneling a little bit because we're gonna have to replace or fix a few spots of the plumbing. So the master bathroom is right behind this wall, and because all the plumbing is around this area, we're tunneling in here. So at the moment we leave the house, the pipe is not stuck in the soil, so it doesn't get damaged. Also, the pipe on the sink is broken, so Julio's just gonna access it through here, and the plumber is gonna be able to fix it. So right now we just have to install these two piers, and after installing these two piers, we're gonna start setting up all of the bottle jacks outside, and we'll be ready to start leveling. So all of this inside the house is already finished. Hey guys! Okay, so we are already installing all of the piers. We have excavated the entire plumbing problems, and we have uncovered a lot. So we're done installing all of the piers. We now have all of the bottle jacks on place. We just need to set up like 3 or 4 more, but all of the bottle jacks outside are ready. So I know this looks like a mess, but as always, if you are a subscriber and if you watch the videos that we always make, you know for sure that this is all gonna look like we were never here. Usually after we finish a repair, it looks even better. So inside the house, under the kitchen, that's where the main line runs, and we do all of that. So at the moment we leave the house, that will prevent more issues. So we're hoping we can finish, if not tomorrow, maybe Sunday morning. The plumber is coming tomorrow morning. He's gonna start fixing the pipe. So all of the piers here are ready, and all of the bottle jacks are in place. I don't think we're gonna leave today, because if we leave, then we need to shim, and it's already late. We've been working like 8 hours in here, and you know, this kind of job is really tiring. It really puts a toll on the body. This is where we do kind of a little tunnel. We have the pier right there, but that's all the plumbing. So this line right there behind the pier, that's the main sewer line, and from here it distributes everywhere. So this goes to the vents, it goes to the kitchen, to the guest restroom, and to the main bathroom as well. We're just setting up the last few bottle jacks. We just need to set up like 2 or 3 more, and honestly, as I explained, we're gonna come here fresh in the morning, early morning. The leveling should take no more than 1 or 2 hours at most. After that, the cleanup process is always faster. So you can see, I know it looks like a horrible mess. I know, honestly guys, it's kind of a nightmare to be a homeowner when something like this happens to your house. But the good thing is that you're in good hands. Like, you can trust that we're gonna do it right. Every time we do some repairs, we just ask the homeowners to trust the process. And honestly, it's totally understandable that as we do the work, it's kind of overwhelming. When you come back to your house and you see something like this, you're gonna get scared, you're gonna get anxious, you're gonna wonder, you're gonna think like, yeah, these guys are not gonna be able to put my house back together. But every single time when we finish, customers are super surprised by the way the house looks after the repair. Of course, before we fix it, the levels are really bad. The house feels uneven, and of course, if you look at the scope of this repair, we're doing so much work because the house got into really bad shape. The plumbing issues located under the kitchen, they have been there for quite a few years, so that led the foundation to sink about 2.5 inches. The outer wall on that side of the house is just about 1 inch low, but the inside is 2.5 inches low. So we're gonna have to lift the inside, then we're gonna go and lift the outside. So for any new viewer, the way we need to lift the foundation is that we always have to start on the lowest area of the house to start distributing the stress along the entire house. If you start lifting on the highest elevations or areas that are not the lowest, then you can have a lot of bad repercussions. The problem is that when you lift, if you're not lifting on the lowest area, then you're gonna cause more stress, and the lowest area may start cracking. Even the foundation can break, so we don't want that. So yeah, again, I know it looks like a war zone. Right now, we're just gonna pick up our tools, the extension cords and everything. We have all the bottle jacks ready, and we're gonna start lifting tomorrow early morning. Tomorrow by 2 p.m. is gonna look very different. I'm gonna keep you on the loop, and I'm sure you're gonna be surprised. It's good to show you these kind of projects because I know they seem scary. A lot of people say, oh, I will just build a new house. But building a new house is definitely more expensive. So all of this is gonna look super nice after we finish. The good thing of having the foundation repaired by a reputable company like us is that you know that once everything is done, we're just gonna ask you to wait 6 months before doing the remodeling. After 6 months, we're gonna measure the foundation again, make sure the piers remain stable. We just ask for a 1/2 inch tolerance. And after 6 months, if everything stays stable within 1/2 inch, then we're gonna give you the green light to go ahead and start remodeling the house. After 6 months, if everything has remained stable, we're gonna give you the green light to start remodeling the house. So you can be sure that anything that you invest into the house is going to remain stable and secure for the years to come. On average, in this house, the steel piers went about 25 to 30 feet deep, and because they're hybrid piers, after the 25 to 30 feet deep with the steel pipe, we transitioned into concrete. The concrete went another 15 feet deep, so that's really deep. But that way we're ensuring that the foundation is never going to drop back down again. So that's it, guys, that's it for today, and let's see how it goes tomorrow. Hey guys, so it's early morning today, about 7:30 a.m. and we're gonna start lifting the house. We're gonna start in the lowest area, in the inside. Okay, so the guys are setting up on their positions. We're gonna start lifting the center of the house first, the piers inside the room and the hallway. So we're gonna try to lift all this about 3/4 of inch, and then we're gonna go to the outside and lift over there. Denle! Échenle 20! So 20 pumps usually equals to like 3/4 of inch. So we just finished leveling the house. We're just shimming the piers. And as soon as the guys are removing the bottle jacks, we are starting to backfill the holes so the customer can come back home today. So the hardest and slowest part of the repair is always installing the piers and digging the holes. But once the piers are installed, leveling and finishing the repair is way faster. So we start backfilling inside the bedrooms so we can clear out the inside of the house. So we start on the inside of the bedroom so we can finish as soon as possible for the customer to come back home. So as we finish backfilling the holes, we're pouring water into them to make the soil settle down so we don't have any sinkhole. And we're gonna make sure that we pack it really good. And after that, we're just gonna start pouring the concrete. So the house lifts a lot. We lift the house a lot. I'm gonna show you. It's probably like 3 inches more or less. So you can see here. So this is all we lift. This is the grade beam of the house, is the footer. Comes all the way here. And then from here, you can see all the 3 inches that we lifted. Again, this gap is not an issue. The house has a good foundation. And all of the weight of the house is equally distributed into the piers. The piers are redirecting the weight of the house all the way down into the load-bearing strata. The plumber should be here soon, so he's gonna have to fix any problem that he finds right there. And yeah, we're almost there. We're almost done. This job took us so long because of the rain. It was very messy to work in here to install the piers, and of course the process becomes slower when it rains. Okay, and we are at the Home Depot purchasing all of the concrete that we're gonna need. We're going to need 24 bags. Okay guys, so we're back from Home Depot. We have a lot of progress in the house. This hole, we cannot cover it yet. We need to wait until the plumber comes and take a look at the plumbing. He needs to fix the issue that he found in there. And also after he fixes that, he needs to do another hydrostatic test to make sure there are no other leaks in the house. So we cleaned all this already. We have almost all of the holes right there backfilled. We're just vacuuming them properly. But yeah, we have a lot of progress. We have extra help today, and the goal is to finish so the customer come back home. Unfortunately, as we were doing the repair, we had 2 days of rain over the week and we couldn't work today, so we missed those 2 days and the customer had to stay more time at the hotel. Qué bonita carita, Mix. Qué guapo. Hey guys, we just had lunch and I'm gonna walk you through the repair. We have a lot of progress. Let's walk. The soil is very muddy, so it's kind of hard to backfill, to cover the holes, but we have pretty much like, I think I can say like 80% of the holes all backfill. What we're doing now is just pouring water. So these holes were all the way up, and with all the water, the soil goes down, so we can add more soil and pack it properly, so we don't have any sinkholes down the road. Pásale, morrito. Sin pena, mano. So the big piles of dirt are gone. Now we're just cleaning up inside. We're starting to clean in the bedrooms. Okay, here you can see the big difference. Carmelo is brooming after Wahama is scraping the concrete. And you can see the huge difference now, the big improvement. We just have to make sure that we leave enough thickness to pour the concrete and don't have any issues down the road. But you can see the huge difference. Sorry, I already repeat myself so many times, but you can see that it's impressive. So this is how everything is gonna be looking. And of course, after we finish patching the concrete, it's gonna look like we were not here. Of course, the flooring is gonna have to wait. We don't put the flooring back, but after we pour the concrete, it takes about 2-3 days to properly cure, and then the carpet or any other type of floor can be installed. So it's 11 a.m. We already had lunch, and the plumber said that he will be here by noon. So 1 more hour. After he fixes the plumbing issues there and makes sure that there are no other issues and the hydrostatic test is passed, then we're just gonna finish backfilling this hole. But in the meantime, there's still a lot of work to do. So as you can see, all of the holes, or most of them, are already covered. We're just finishing the front and the other side of the house, and of course we have to clean all of this. So when we finish the entire repair, I'm gonna show you the new elevations that we achieved, and I'm gonna walk you through the house. Honestly, we got barely no damage. Most of the gaps and cracks closed. Most of the doors are working fine, so it's good. Usually, as we explain to the customers, so when you get foundation work done, sometimes new cracks may develop, or maybe the doors will need adjustment. But usually the way we do it very carefully and slowly, so we avoid or minimize all these negative impacts that the house may have. So we're all done with the repair. All the foundation work is ready. The plumber is just working on the pipe. He's inspecting and scoping everything to make sure there are no leaks. He fixed already the main problem and now he's just double checked. So we put back all the plants and graded all the soil around the house. You can see the big difference. The piles of dirt are all gone. So because we had a lot of rain, the mud was very challenging to clean, but I believe that we did a very good job, and I will let that for you to decide. So let me know your thoughts as you watch these videos. What do you think about this transformation? Do you think we did a good job? So let's walk around the house. So we created the grading in here in a way that the water is going to be pushed away from the foundation into the center of this pathway, and that way it can drain towards the street. The plumber is just scoping the lines, making sure there are no leaks. Here's the backyard. We already washed everything and cleaned up as best as we could. Like I said, I think we really did a good job in here. We made sure that the drainage are uncovered so it can continue to work. Now we're going inside the house again. Here we still have this hole open. We're just waiting for the plumber to give us the green light to backfill and finish this. And the customer needs to wait about 8 hours before he replaces the carpet. We placed some traffic cones in here so they notice the holes, the patches, but all the piles of dirt and everything are gone. And I'm sure that you can appreciate the difference on how it was while we were doing the work and after, right now when we finish everything. So we recommend to wait at least 3 to 6 months before doing any repair to the house. The reason we recommend that is because the walls, the framing may settle down a little bit. The foundation should remain stable, and our warranty states that the foundation is not going to shift more than ½ inch. However, the walls, all the framing may shift a bit because with all the lifting, it gets pressure. So it needs to adjust, release all the pressure, and then the customer can go ahead and fix all the cracks. Hey guys, now I'm gonna show you that after we did the repair, we have barely any damage. So we lift a lot. I show you that we lift like 3 inches, and I'll show you that when we do the foundation repair carefully, most of the damage actually gets corrected instead of it causing more. However, we cannot guarantee that the cracks and all of those things are going to disappear, but we always do our best to try to prevent any additional damage to the house. Now, it's important to note that if you are suspecting that you have foundation problems, you shouldn't fix anything until you have your foundation inspected. Because look at this, in this house, the customer did some cosmetical work in this room. He had a lot of, he remodeled this and he had like cracks patch and everything. And now after the repair, because all of this was fixed with the house uneven, at the moment we lift up, these cracks showed up, right? But the other rooms where no repairs were made, we can see that all the cosmetical damage pretty much closed. So in this area of the house, the framing on this door, these 2 doors, the framing was tilting into the inside. This side of the house had like 1.5 inches low, and then we had like 3 inches here in the center. So all these door frames were dropping really bad. Now here, you can see that they look really even. The TV is tilting a little bit like this way, right? Like if I put the camera completely straight, you can see that the TV is not straight. But the reason for that is because the TV was straight when the foundation was uneven. And now that we level the foundation, the TV looks crooked a little bit, but that is just cosmetic. The customer mentioned, and I didn't see it, I didn't notice it until he mentioned it, but he said that here, the walls, because this was the lowest area, this wall was falling down and there was a big gap between the ceiling and the wall, which is now entirely gone. Now the doors are working perfect. They're shutting smoothly. Now here you can see that this door was adjusted when the house was uneven. So now that we lift it and level it, you can see the difference. This side is a little bit, the gap in here is a little bit wider than this side. And that's because, like I mentioned, this door was adjusted with the foundation uneven. So now the door can be realigned and they shouldn't have any problem down the road. here on all the hallway, you can see that we don't see any crack on the wall, which is good. Usually, if you lift 3 inches without being careful, then you will expect a lot of cracks everywhere. But yeah, we prevent that by doing it slowly and very carefully. Now the door is working perfect after we lift and level the foundation. See, like butter smooth. Another area where we had a big sign of foundation problem was here. Like the baseboard was dropping and it was lower. You could see a gap between the baseboard and the floor of about 1 inch, which is now entirely closed. There were some cracks, for example here, which is barely visible. It closed pretty good. Same over here on this window. There were some cracks, which they perfectly closed thanks to the leveling of the house. Same here. You can see the crack a little bit, but they're really small. So it all came back together pretty smooth. And finally, again, we're just waiting for the green light, to get the green light from the plumber, just to backfill this hole, and that'll be it. We'll be all done. Hey guys, so something crazy happened. After fixing the kitchen, the plumbers did the hydrostatic test again, and the hydrostatic test failed. So they found another issue right here, and what we found is that there is a buried clean out right there. So the builders install a clean out, which is that. So it's crazy why they put a clean out right there, but it was broken and it was leaking. You can see the crack right here, and that's what we just finished fixing. So we're just gonna finish cleaning up that area so they can just repipe it, and that's it. We're gonna be all done. But yeah, it took longer than expected. Hey guys, so we are done fixing this problem as well. All that water came from when we removed the pipe. So when we cut it, the water came off, and right now that's the reason it's wet. But yeah, we finished fixing this. We're just running another hydrostatic test, and if everything looks good, then we're just gonna backfill and finish this. We're just filling the lines with water. So the plumber has the test bowl, so the water can go to the street, and we're just filling up the pipes. Make sure the water level doesn't drop. If it's airtight, then we're good, and yeah, we're done. Hey guys, and we're all done. You can see the big difference. All the floors and everything has been cleaned up. Now, yeah, the floor and everything can be replaced, and that's how it looks after we finish.